for the second time this season, this time here at the Bob Martinez Center. Welcome to the Bob and welcome into the broadcast booth here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. I'm Josh Sperber here to give you a Sunshine State Conference Classic between the Tritons of Eckerd and the Spartans of Tampa. This series has been dominated by Tampa. 104 games played between these two schools. Tampa has won 101 of them. They haven't lost a set since they last lost the match back on October 11th of 2022 in St. Petersburg. It was a 3-0 win at St. Pete Catholic High School the last time these two teams played. And the last three games have been 3-0 wins for the Tampa Spartans. And for Tampa, they are pretty much in playoff position at this point. Eckerd needs a whole lot of help. Currently, the Tritons are in 8th, 6-11 in conference play, and it looks like they will miss the playoffs with Nova Southeastern 4 conference wins ahead of them. Eckerd really needs to win out and then a lot of help. Tampa is tied for second place right now, has a slight edge over Barry with one more win. Currently sitting behind Lynn, who is 15-3 in conference play. Tampa, though, is second, trying to get enough wins to earn themselves a home court advantage in the SSC playoffs coming up. 3 more games left for Tampa, though none of them are against Lynn. Opening serve comes in from Eckerd as that one is punched down by Callie Coors and a diving stop by Sydney Williams, the Tritons libero. Now Ramirez to Seput, and that is spiked up. Diving play by Williams, and that is going to get dug over. The rally continues. We go back up front. Far side, blocked down. Callie Coors on the spike, but Kinga Mahalska there on the block, and the Tritons get the opening point. A nice long rally to start things off, and a much-needed first point for Eckerd, who has not had great success against Tampa and has lost their last 9 sets and 4 matches. The last set they won was in a 3-1 loss against Embry-Riddle. Just lost 3-0 on Senior Day against Florida Tech, but Eckerd has the first 2 points of this one. Big time spike from the Tritons. And now it's 2-0. The starters for Eckerd with Sydney Williams as the libero, Hayden Nash, Gabby Ajacek, Jada Clark, Kinga Mahalska, Stella Antipa, and Nyla Moscovitz. Back to serve. It was Ajacek, and she gets the ace. First ace of the match, and it's the first 3 points for the Eckerd Tritons. Gabby Ajacek picking up Gabby Ajacek picking up an ace, and this one is going to go down in favor of Tampa. Block unable to be come up with by the Tritons up front after Ajacek's 16th ace of the season, and Tampa gets their first try of the day. Here are the starters for the Spartans with libero J.J. Ramirez. Back to serve is Callie Coors. She's joined by Matt Carter, Zoe Seput, Natalie Perez, Connor Ron, and Jenna Davis. As that one goes down from the far side, Eckerd reopens a 3-point lead here against the Spartans. And now Kinga Mahalska goes back to serve. The Polish international junior transfer from Indian Hills Community College has had a solid season so far, including 12 kills, leading all Tritons the last time they faced the Tampa Spartans. That's knocked, blocked back, and now Williams will set it up for Stella Antipa, lobs it over the block. It somehow stays in the air. Zoe Seput dives to make the play. That one a bit easier. Now Ramirez digs it, far side for Ron, diving stop, but not enough from Sydney Williams. We've had some intense rallies here so far. This one, it's Tampa who gets on the better end as Jenna Davis is going to come off along with Haley Dillon. Now back to serve, J.J. Ramirez, 2 serving 4 in the early goings of this first set. That one tapped over, neatly blocked down, and Matt Carter gets it to go to put the Spartans within one. Just too high on that dig over the net, and Matt Carter made it look easy as Mahalska comes out, and the defensive specialist Sydney Knowles from Sherwood, Oregon will check in to replace the star junior. Now J.J. Ramirez, a senior from Fleming Island, Florida, starting libero the last 2 seasons for the Spartans, and he hit this one into the net, so the Tritons maintain the lead. 5 serving 3 now, as libero Sydney Williams will come check off, and Jada Clark will come back in to serve. Here's Clark. And a back-to-back spikes from the Spartans. The last one knocks off the Eckerd block and out of bounds, and that makes it a 1-point game. Tampa takes back the serve. Off comes Natalie Perez. Back on comes Haley Dillon. Dillon, another senior, stands at 6 feet from Evergreen High School in Colorado. Here's the serve for serving 5. Bumped up, Yehu Jacek, and a punch down from Hayden Nash. Nash with the kill, her first and her first chance, and Eckerd is up by 2. Nyla Muscovitz, the junior from Detroit County High School in Michigan, is now back to serve. 6 serving 4 as Eckerd leads by 2. Now Seput, the back set. Carter blocked, and Dillon is right there to dig it up. Now the back set from Seput. Connor Ron, it's dug up by Knowles. Now it's Antipa who slaps it over, and Seput on the back set. Carter misjudges, and that is going to be dug up by Yehu Jacek to Williams. Now to Antipa. The power punch off the hands of Ramirez, and Eckerd takes a 7-4 lead on Stella Antipa's second kill of the match. To this point, no team had a player with multiple kills, and Antipa is the first to get the second. The Rutgers transfer in her final year as a Triton. Now Zoe Seput off the serve. Connor Ron smacks it off of Sydney Knowles, and that is going to go towards Tampa. Not much doing there from the Spartans, and a power punch from Connor Ron, and the first-year outside hitter has done a whole lot for the Tampa Spartans this year. 2 points down or Tampa as Ron serves. Jacek back to Antipa. Tapped over is Dillon to Seput. Now the back set to Carter off the block, and we keep it going. Yehu Jacek to the far side. Nash, but right to Ramirez, who makes a leaping stop. Can Dillon end it? No, it was Callie Kors actually on the kill, and the Spartans are within 1. Connor Ron has been the star newcomer for sure for the Tampa Spartans, but Callie Kors is still a crucial figure. Leads all scorers for the Spartans with 258 kills now after that last one. And that's a power spike and another kill from Callie Kors. This match is tied at 7, and Kors continuing to guide the Spartans as she evens up the match for the first time since it was 0-0. Here's the serve from Ron, and it's an ace. Knowles can't get a handle on it, and a 4-0 run from Tampa propels them back into the lead. And the way that the scoring has taken place so far is not new. Tampa does not always start off hot, but once the game gets rolling, if they start getting on a run, you better watch out as Ramirez pops that over the net. Tampa gets a little bit lucky. Ramirez blocks it off a Triton, and it goes right back to Callie Kors at the net. A 5-0 run for Tampa, and Michelle Piantadesi Lima has seen enough. 2-point lead for the Spartans, 9-7 into the first break of the first set.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Eckerd got off to a hot start to begin the match, taking the first 3 points of today's game. Now it's 9-7 Tampa. Since Eckerd had a 4-run lead, the Spartans have held the Tritons to 3 points and scored 8 of their own. Callie Coors with 3 kills during that time in 6 chances. 4 more Spartans with 1, including Connor Ron, who serves it up. 9 served 7 as Muscovin taps it over, and Carter is there to set. Back to Carter from Shepard, and it just clipped the line. Matt Carter, her second kill of the match, extends the Spartan run to 6 straight. Here's Ron. 3-point lead for Tampa, matching the largest of the match, and that's going to extend. Shepard and Carter combine on the block, and the Spartans are rolling now. 11 serving 7 is Connor Ron, engineering a massive run for these Spartans. Here's Ron, 11 serving 7. Up dig from Noel, tapped over by Nash, and it's saved by Seppa. Carter to the far side, Coors off the block, and it's 8 straight points for the Spartans. 4 kills in 7 chances for Callie Coors. She has been dominant against the Tritons, who now make a substitution as Sydney Knowles is replaced by Kinga Mahalska. And Coors just 6 kills in 16 chances against Eckerd last time out a couple weeks ago. Haley Dillon to Seplet. The forward set to Coors, and she does it again. Callie Coors skims it off a Triton's wrists, and it's 9 straight points for Tampa. 13 serving 7. And Connor Ron might as well get a beach chair and sit behind that line. She is comfortable. And of course, as I say that, she serves it into the net. Sorry about the broadcaster's jinx, Spartans fans, but Stella Antipa is about to serve for Eckerd, who get a much-needed break on the second service error, for the Tampa Spartans. The run ends at 9-0, but it's still a 5-point lead for Tampa as Antipa sends it to Ramirez. Seppa to Coors, tapped over, and Stella Antipa dug over. Great job by Yehu Jashak to prevent the block. That one dug up by Mahalska. Antipa from the back line, off the block, and it goes down for the Triton. I don't think there has been a more key player in the last few years of Eckerd volleyball than Stella Antipa. She has started all 17 matches, one of just 3 Tritons to do so this season. Just 2 points fewer than Kinga Mahalska for the team lead, and her 182 kills leads the team. Seppa, the quick set, and it gives the serve back to Tampa. That is something that Zoe Seppa does very well. Using her fingertips on just the sets as passes and those little quick sets to confuse the opponent. She does that so well. She had 5 kills in Tampa's last match from those little quick sets. And that one is slammed down by Jenna Davis, and the point goes to Tampa. Dug over, and Davis just sent it right down for her first kill of the match, and now it's 15 serving 9. Matt Carter remains back to serve for the Spartans. Sent over, slicing dig from Sydney Williams. Now Yehu Jashak to Mahalska. I think that hit the line, and it did. Kinga Mahalska just on the edge of that back line, and Eckerd cuts the Tampa lead to 5 as Hayden Nash is replaced by blocking machine Jada Clark, the senior middle blocker. Another D1 transfer on this Eckerd side. She transferred from Austin P. As the libero serves, tipped off the net. Good recovery by Zoe Seplet. Ramirez to Coors, off the block, and out of bounds. Point for the Spartans. Who else but Callie Coors? Getting the kill as Haley Dillon is replaced by Natalie Perez. 1 kill on 2 chances for Perez. And now serving is Zoe Seplet. She had a 10-0 run on her serve a couple games ago. Would she get the dig there? Back to Ramirez. Sets up for Perez. Pounds it off the block. Not saved. And Mahalska just missed diving into the scorer's table to try and recover that one. But that has been the dominance of this Tampa team. They have just been able to bounce balls off the Tritons and get their points the old-fashioned way. Serve from Seplet. 7-point lead for Tampa, largest of the match, as Moscovin smacks it long, and it stays with the Spartans. Their largest lead extends to 8. And that's going to be enough. Michelle Piantadesi Lima, her 13th year as the head coach of Eckerd, calls her second timeout of the night. 18-10, Tampa serves and leads in the first set. It's been all Tampa for most of this first set. Started off with Eckerd leading by as much as 3. Now Tampa is nursing their biggest lead of the evening. 18 serving 10. Mahalska tries to change that, and Ramirez roofs one. Hits off the roof and will have to be dug over by Ron. The spike on the end line, and no, it's out of bounds. It was Gabby Jashak on the spike, and I thought for a second that clipped the near sideline, but it just missed, and the run continues 4-0 on the serve of Zoe Seplet. Antipa digs it up. Jashak to Clark off the block, served up for Seplet. Now Ramirez to Coors, right to Antipa. Clark with a diving dig, and that's going to be dug over by the libero Williams. Seplet, quick strike and down. Jenna Davis with the punch. And Tampa puts it to 20. They've got a 10-point lead. 10-point lead, and after a 9-0 run on the service of Connor Ron, it's up to 5-0 on Seplet's serve, with the Spartans 5 points away from taking the first set. Mahalska taps one off the block, and now Seplet, the strike for Coors, and Callie Coors slams it into the floor. 6 straight points for the Spartans, and they look like they're on cruise control to the game's second set. 21 serving 10, and Zoe Seplet continues to dominate from behind the service line. She leads the Spartans in aces as Tampa is still looking for their second. Diving dig by Ramirez. Seplet to Perez. No, it's dug up, but right back to Tampa, and Callie Coors slams it home to put the Spartans within 3 points of the first set. 8 kills in this first set for Callie Coors. What a remarkable offensive performance she has shown so far. Serve from Seplet after 7 straight Spartan points. Antipa set to Coors. Seplet, the back set to Perez. It's dug up by Williams. Jashak. Mahalska finally ends the run, and Eckerd brings it back to within 11 on Kinga Mahalska's third kill. She and Stella Antipa have 6 of the Triton's 7 kills on the match so far. As Gabby Jashak back to serve, with Tampa up by 11. Here's Jashak. Ramirez to Seplet, to Perez, and Natalie Perez leaves no doubt. Perez, a slender frame for the Honduran native, but do not let that fool you. She packs a ton of punch in that spike, and now Tampa serving 2 points away from the first set with Callie Coors up 23-11. And Moscovin abuses Seplet with that one. Seplet just had time to get her hands up, so that ball didn't hit her right in the face. And Nyla Moscovin gets her first kill of the match. 4 different scorers so far for Eckerd when it comes to kills. including Gabrielle Jashak's service ace. They've got 5. And Michalska with a powerful serve, but it's dug up by Kors. Now here's Ron, right back at her, and it's into the net. Set point for the Spartans. Double-figure lead and some domination for the Spartans as Jenna Davis is replaced by Matt Carter, while the libero J.J. Ramirez goes back to serve. For Eckerd, it's Kinga Michalska who exits as the Spartans try to take this set. Here's Ramirez on the serve. Yehu Jashak back set to Clark, and the set stays alive. Much needed point for Eckerd as Jada Clark gets on the board for her first time with her first kill. That makes it 24-13, and it'll be Clark's responsibility to keep Eckerd in this first set. She is serving, and Eckerd has their backs against the wall. A whole lot of set points for the Spartans as they lead by 11. Can Carter end it? No. Antipa with the set. She curls around looking for the spike, but Moscovin gets it, dug up by Ramirez. Perez tapped over. Moscovin saves it. Now Antipa off the block and down. Eckerd stays alive. Four kills with 1 error in 10 attempts for Antipa. She's also got 4 digs as well, so we'll be keeping her on double-double watch. And Jada Clark to continue the set. 10-point lead for the Spartans, 14 serving 24. For the set, Carter off the block, and it's dug up by Knowles. Jashak, back tap to Moscovin. Perez, Seput. Now Ron for the set, blocked down, and Perez can't save it. Eckerd continues to fight. 3-0 run for the Tritons, and the first set continues as Eckerd now trails by 9. Back into single digits for the first time in a while as Jada Clark goes back to serve once again. Out of bounds, and a service error ends the set. First service error of the match comes at a bad time for the Tritons as Tampa takes set 1 by a 25-15 margin. We'll be back with set number 2 as we switch sides, and the Spartans take a 1-0 lead in sets to the second. The Tritons started strong, taking the first 3 points of the match. After that, it has been all Tampa. Just 12 more points scored by Eckerd since opening up a 4-1 lead, and the Spartans outscored Eckerd 24-12 after that point. A 10-point first set win, and for the Spartans, they have now won the last 10 sets against the Eckerd Tritons. 25-15 in set one, each team back on the floor for the second. For the Spartans, it's Connor Ron, Zoe Seput, JJ Ramirez, Natalie Perez, Callie Kors, and Rachel Gregg. Out on the line for the Tritons, Nyla Moscovin, Jada Clark, Stella Antipa, the liberos, Sydney Williams, Kinga Mahalska, and Gabby Yeyu-Jacek. The starters in the second set. Josh Ferber here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. As Tampa will get the first serve with Zoe Seput back, architect of a 6-0 run that helped Tampa take a commanding lead and the first set. Libero Ramirez diving to make the dig, and so does Stella Antipa. Now it's Moscovin, blocked down, but somebody touched the net, and it looked like it was Moscovin. So Tampa gets the point, and Zoe Seput wins another one on her serve. And Moscovin is stuck. Natalie Perez and Rachel Gregg combining for the block. And Tampa's impressive run continues. 2 straight points to start off the second set. Now Kinga Mahalska puts a little extra oomph on that one, but it's dug up. Now Kors responds, knocking it off the block, and it's 3-0 Spartans. Zoe Seput, a 6-0 run and a 3-0 run to her name as the server, as Yeyu-Jacek, the back set. Clark is blocked, and Antipa digs it up. Mahalska now. Set up by Kors. Seput to Perez. Lobbed over the block, and a diving dig can't do the trick. 4 straight points to start off the second set for the Spartans. Good job on the set from Tampa to move that ball around. And now they lead by 4. 4 serving none as Zoe Seput gets ready while new ball is going back out of bounds. And there's the serve from Seput. Mahalska taps it over, but it's right to Ron. And that one ends up as Eckerd's first point of the match. That one just ping-ponged around on the rally. And it fell on Tampa's side, so Kinga Mahalska will go back to serve for the Tritons. She has 3 kills, second on Eckerd. Callie Kors leads all scorers with 9. All of them coming in the first set as Mahalska bounces one off the net. Quick strike, and Rachel Gregg gets it down. Anytime the Tritons get an inch, Tampa just seems to take a mile back. And it has been all Tampa here in this second set. 5 serving 1. Here's Callie Kors. And that one, I think, went off the block. And it is going to be a point for the Spartans. So Callie Kors, leading attacker in terms of both kills and attempts on both sides, serves with Eckerd trailing by 5. Moscovin off the block, and Kors digs it up. Perez to the far side for Ron, right to Williams. Now Eckerd's got a chance. Moscovin knocks it over. Ramirez, quick strike from Rachel Gregg, and she's 2 for 2. In this set, Rachel Gregg has made 2 kills, both of them coming on those quick strike spikes. And Tampa continues to serve, now leading by 6. Here's Coors. Jashak to Antipa. Out of bounds off the block, and Eckerd gets their service back on Antipa's 5th kill of the match. She had been remarkably quiet, but she is halfway to a double-double. 5 kills now for Stella, 6 digs, and Jada Clark is back to serve, 2, serving 7 for the Tritons. Ramirez makes the dodge. Now Perez off the block, and that one took a weird spin for Kinga Mahalska, and it just avoided the pole, and now it is 8-2. Rachel Gregg checks out, Matt Carter checks back in, and JJ Ramirez is back to serve. Jada Clark and Kinga Mahalska are out. Sydney Knowles is back on, along with Hayden Nash. 8 serving 2, 6-point lead for the libero JJ Ramirez and her Tampa Spartans. That one sliced away towards the Eckerd bench, and Williams makes a nice effort to get there, but it's not enough. And it's now 9 serving 2 on the ace for JJ Ramirez. For JJ, it's her first ace of the match, Tampa's 3rd. And on the season, as Eckerd makes a substitution, JJ Ramirez now has a total of 11 aces. Bouncing around the block, Antipa punches it, but Natalie Perez is there. And the block sets it down on the Eckerd side. And that is going to be a timeout. 10-2 the lead. Tampa on cruise control in the second set after a dominant set number 1. Spartans with the lead in the serve when we come back.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
It has been all Tampa for most of the first set and all of this second set. 10 serving 2 and a 3-0 run for the Spartans on the serve of JJ Ramirez. Back set from Jashak, Moscovin's block, and Jashak gets it. Now Williams to Antipa, the finesse tap, and Seput dives for the dig. Ramirez to Ron, and the spike gets down, and Connor Ron gets her 3rd kill of the evening. 11 serving 2, and the Spartans continue to dominate in this one. 4 straight points. The largest Spartans run was 9-0 back in the opening set. They've already had a couple here in the second. 11 serving 2 as Hayden Nash ends the run with a mammoth spike. For Nash, it's her 2nd kill in 4 chances, and that ball might have dented the hardwood. A smack from Hayden, but Eckerd still trails by 8, 3 serving 11 with Nyla Moscovin back behind the line. Flat serve out of bounds, and Tampa gets the serve right back, and Eckerd has not won more than 2 consecutive points in this set. Every single point they have scored has been on Tampa's serve. And the Spartans have been just dominating. Now it's Haley Dillon back to serve for the Spartans, 12 serving 3. Antipa gets it. Now Williams, right back to Antipa. The power punch, and Ramirez with one hand makes the stop. But it's ruled that the ball touched the ground, so Eckerd will get the point. Now Antipa trying to get the Tritons' first point on their own serve in the second set. As off comes Caitlin Dox, who was briefly on as the Triton setter. Here's Antipa, 4 serving 12. Ramirez down for the dig. Seplet, the other side to Ron off the block. Moscovin gets it, and it's going to be a dig from deep. Now a big chance. Zoe Seplet to the other side for Ron. Blocked down. Yehu Jashak and Nash were there. That time they tip it. And Williams mishandles the dig, and it's 13-4. Tampa returns to get back to the serve. 13 serving 4 now. The streak continues. Eckerd still yet to get a point on their own serve. And it is 13 serving 4. Here's Connor Ron. Mahalska digs it into the crowd, and that is an ace for Ron. 14 serving 4, first 10-point lead of the match. Or of the set, excuse me. Eckerd won the first set by 10. And Ron serves this one into the net, and the Tritons catch a break. 5 serving 14 now. Libero Sydney Williams is back to serve. First year libero who has been crucial for this Eckerd team. Here is Williams. Seplet with a leaping dig to keep that away from the net, but a chance for Eckerd. Yehu Jashak to Mahalska. Seplet gets a piece. Now she gets a set, and Matt Carter almost gets Antipa in the face. Carter comes back, joining with Seplet for the block. 15 serving 5. Stella Antipa does not appear to be shaken up, as she took a spike to the chin on the last play as Matt Carter is back to serve. J.J. Ramirez checks out. Rachel Gregg back in for the Spartans. Here's Carter. 15 serving 5 as Yehu Jashak sends it. Antipa with the tap over. Now Seplet, the far side for Coors, and that is going to go down as a Spartan kill. Callie Coors, the first to double digits. 10 kills in 17 attempts, and she is 7 digs away from a double-double. An 11-point lead for the Spartans as Carter will get a new volleyball on to serve. 16 serving 5. It has been all Tampa here in this second set. And that one goes to the Spartans off the middle of the net. And it's now a 10-point lead again. 6 serving 16 with 6 serving. Gabby Yehu Jashak with the lone ace for the Tritons coming back in the first set. Returns to serve here in the second, trailing by 10, and she starts it off with another one. Second ace of the match for Eckerd and Gabby Yehu Jashak. And Eckerd back within single digits. Tampa 9 points away from taking the first 2 sets for the 4th straight match. And the Tritons trying to come back. Coors pounds one off the block. Now Yehu Jashak, the back set for Moscovin. Dillon goes to ground to get it. Now Coors tapped over, blocked, and Jada Clark gets it again. Set up by Williams. Antipa from the back, and Ramirez gets there. Now Coors, and Antipa sends it to the scorer's table. Callie Coors gets kill number 11. Seplet on the serve, 10-point lead for Tampa. Yehu Jashak finds Moscovin, and Seplet dives, another dive, and it stays up. 2 great plays, and Eckerd still gets the point. Anna Rivera, after Zoe Seplet dive, Rivera makes another one, and the Tritons still get the kill. serve, a hard one. Coming from the Tritons, now Perez smacks it to the floor. Williams got a piece, but not enough. And Tampa takes the service back. Anna Rivera comes out, Connor Ron back, and now Callie Coors back to serve. Eckerd will follow that up with a substitution. On comes Caitlin Doss, off comes Kinga Mahalska. A defensive substitution for sure from Michelle Piantadesi Lima. Callie Coors back to serve, 10-point lead for the Spartans. Williams gets the set, and Antipa off the dig, finds some open floor, and gives it right back to the Tritons. Data Clark on to replace Sydney Williams in the service line, and Clark is back to serve. 9 points separate the two teams, with 7 away for Tampa as they try to take the second set. Here's Jada Clark. Seplet, power punch, and Rachel Gregg on the quick strike once again. Gregg is 3 for 3 in attack attempts. All of them have come off of quick sets from Zoe Seplet, who just earned her 17th assist and put Eckerd back down by 10 with Tampa back to serve. 19 serving 9, JJ Ramirez doing the serving. Williams to Yehu Jashak, far side for Antipa off the block, and that hit a couple of Spartans as Stella Antipa gets her 8th kill of the match. (19-10), but 10 is serving. Grace Dumont on the serve. He has not been much this game, as Yehu Jashak gets it to Antipa, who spins one off the block. Now it's Perez. Antipa gets a piece of it. Carter comes back to tap it over. Now it's Nash. Ramirez with a diving dig. Perez to end it. She does. Each team came very close to losing that point, and it was Tampa who came out on top. 20 serving 10 now, as Haley Dillon replaces Natalie Perez, as Dillon is now back to serve. 5 points away from a 2-set lead are the Spartans. Here is Haley Dillon. Slicing dig from Das, and a good one from Yehu Jashak to set up Antipa, but she's blocked. Looks like Tampa ran into the net. No, it's going to be a point for Tampa. Maybe they reached over on getting that last kill, but the Spartans now lead by 11. Dillon on the serve, quick set, and Yehu Jashak goes back to Nash, who pumps it off the block for a kill. 10-point lead now as Hayden Nash gets her 3rd kill of the match in 6 attempts, and even 500 hitting percentage, as Das is replaced and Stella Antipa goes back to serve. 10-point lead for the Spartans, with the Tritons trying to stay in it. Seplet, far side, Ron, and it's set up by Das. Last chance, it's dug over by Nash. Carter to Seplet, right back to Carter, and it gets down for the kill. Matt Carter, little used last year. This year, she's turned into a key piece for the Tritons. 3 kills, an assist, and a dig to go along with a hand in all 3 blocks for the Eckerd Tritons, or for the Tampa Spartans. 3 points separate the Spartans from taking a second set, as Antipa gets the kill. 9 kills for Stella Antipa, leading the Tritons, second only to Callie Coors, who has 11 in 20 chances. That will bring the libero Sydney Williams to serve. Ramirez dives, Seplet digs, Coors spikes, it's off the block. Now Yehu Jashak, quick strike to Clark, didn't work. Seplet punched by Carter, and the Spartans are 2 points away. .11-point lead now for Tampa. They won the first set by 10. See how much more they can stretch this second set lead. 2 points away from a 2-set lead. Here's Carter. Williams. Yehu Jashak to Mahalska. Taps it over. Dylan gets a piece. So does Carter. And Coors is going to have to dig it from the back. Now Yehu Jashak to Clark. Did she go wide? No, she didn't. Jada Clark, her second kill of the match. She likes going for those lines, and this time she got it. 10-point lead for the Spartans. Eckerd back to serve. 13 serving 23 with Gabby Yehu-Jashak behind the line. Off comes Grace Dumont as Yehu-Jashak serves it up. Seput has it to the far side for Coors. That falls, and the Tritons get back to serve and now have set point with an 11-point lead. Zoe Seput, one of the most successful servers of the evening. Already a couple of big runs for Tampa just in this set as well. She's serving for the set. Here's Antipa. No good, and Tampa takes a 2-0 lead. 25-12, 25-13. A dominant performance so far from the Spartans. They look to close out the sweep when we return for set number 3.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Here? No bricks and ivy, but some. Here, our mission is to move you, to challenge your thoughts, to keep you paddling onward. No bricks and ivy, but sun and sand, where learning happens everywhere, even here. A home for the adventurous, the doers, the free thinkers, and the best friends, where we push you to become a better citizen, problem solver, creator, for the careers of today and new ones on the horizon.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
are back here at the Bob Martinez Center, where the Tampa Spartans have won both of the first two sets by double digits. 25-15 in set one, 25-13 in set two. Josh Sperber here as the Spartans look to close out a fourth straight 3-0 match win against the Eckerd Tritons. For Tampa, they still are mixing up their starters for this second set. JJ Ramirez will begin as the libero. She'll join Zoe Seplet, Callie Coors, Connor Ron, Rachel Gregg, and Natalie Perez. It's Eckerd serving to start the third set, and Das hits it long. Caitlin Das, the server and setter for Eckerd. She's joined by the libero Sydney Williams, Kinga Mahalska, Gabby Ajashak, Hayden Nash, and Stella Antipa. 1-0, Tampa leads in set number 3, and Connor Ron serves. Williams picks it up. Yehu Jashak, Mahalska from the back, and Nash punches it down. An attempted save by a couple of Spartans, but not enough, as we're even at 1-1. One serving one, and it's Antipa back to serve. If there's anyone that can help the Tritons start a nice little run, it's Antipa. And Antipa gets the job done. Serve does not come back in bounds. As Antipa is back again. 2-1, Eckerd leads for the first time since they were up 5-4, in the first set. Antipa, it ping-pongs around and somehow gets over. Yehu Jashak with a quick set. And Eckerd with 3 straight points to start off the third. This is not a team you can count out. They might be out of the playoffs, but they can certainly still compete with any team in this league. 3 serving one, 3 straight points led on Antipa's serve, and the run ends at 3 as Antipa drills it into the net to make it 2 serving 3. JJ Ramirez back to serve. 1-point lead for the Tritons. Yehu Jashak tries the quick set. This time it's anticipated. Couple of Spartans were on it. Looks like it was Coors and Davis to combine on the block that just tied up this third set at 3. 2 sets for the Spartans, all tied up at 3 in the third. Here's JJ Ramirez, the senior libero. Dug up by Das. Now the back set. Nash. Does it hit the line? I don't think it did. And it didn't. Tampa with their first lead of the set. 4 serving 3 now. JJ Ramirez trying to spark a Spartan run. Das the dig. This back set to Mahalska, and this time it stays in bounds. No, out of bounds. No, I was right. It's inbound. Kinga Mahalska gets the kill. That is her 5th of the match. Sydney Williams is back to serve as Hayden Nash is replaced by Jada Clark. Closest thing you can have to a defensive specialist without calling her a defensive specialist. She is an expert when it comes to blocking. That's why they put her in the middle. And Clark doesn't get that block, and that one is sent up to the roof by Antipa. Dig over to Mahalska, and she'll have to flip it over the net. Tie game, Tampa looking to change that. Coors taps it over the block, and a diving dig made, but it goes to the other side of the net before it can't be touched by the Tritons. Tampa regains the lead and the serve at 5-4. Good effort, though, from the Tritons there. It was Caitlin Das who almost went sliding into the stands on that one. And now it is 5 serving 4 with Lainey Perdue making her first serve. Mahalska powers it down the line. She goes cross-court to get the kill. Back-to-back kills for Kinga Mahalska. Tie game, we're back at 5. Eckerd back to serve. And that one is sent over by Yehu Jashak. Seput on the diving dig. It's set over. So a chance now for Eckerd. Clark mistimes her jump and is left hanging in the air as Tampa takes advantage of the miscue to earn back the point and serve. 6 serving 5. Callie Coors doing the serving. Coors on the serve, right to libero Williams. Now Antipa launches it forward. Mahalska off the block, but it's picked up by Jada Clark. Now Muscovin, a diving dig by Ramirez. Seput to the other side. Ron taps it off the block. Clark taps it back over. And the pinball game continues. There it ends on the hands of Jenna Davis. Davis gets the kill, and Tampa stretches out the lead to 2 points for the first time since early in the set. 7 serving 5. Callie Coors is back. Run up on the serve from Coors, and Williams gets it again. Now Yehu Jashak all the way up front. Muscovin is blocked, and she picks it back up. Now Seput the quick set, and no one can get there. Nobody does that better than Zoe Seput. Lightning quick reflexes to go from setting up a teammate to setting up a de facto spike and getting the kill. Second of the match for Zoe Seput. And the Spartans open up a 3-0 lead, their largest of the set. Yehu Jashak to Antipa from the back. And now Ramirez to Ron. Line drive dig, but Williams makes a nice save before Antipa kicks it over. And nobody there on that one. Jenna Davis once again finesses it over the block, and Tampa opening up their lead a bit more. 9 serving 5 as Grace Dumont will replace Gabby Yehu Jashak as the setter for the Eckerd Tritons. 9 serving 5. And here comes Callie Coors. Mahalska shares the dig, and Mahalska gets it off the block. Tampa with a chance. Seput, far side to Ron, punches it down, and kneecaps Caitlin Doss. 5 straight points for the Spartans. They're leading 10-5. Coors once again, the architect of yet another big run for the Spartans, and that might be an ace. Can Eckerd get it back over? They cannot. Third ace of the match for the Spartans, as Eckerd has trouble handling the service, and now they trail by 6, and now they'll call a timeout. Michelle Piantadosi Lima calling her first timeout of set number 3, with Tampa leading Eckerd 11-5. The Spartans look to close it out in set 3. Tampa survived another strong start from the Tritons, and they have continued to dominate. Now have won the last 11 sets in the last 4 matches against the Tritons, and look to make it 12 in a row as they try to complete their 4th consecutive sweep of Eckerd here on home court. 11 serving 5. Josh Sperber serving you up with a play-by-play as Callie Coors goes back to serve in the midst of a 6-0 Tampa run. On the heels of the timeout, here come the Spartans as Mahalska gets it up, and a quick strike is blocked by Muscovin, or blocked off the hand of Muscovin, I should say, and that gets the point for the Spartans. Timeout didn't do what Eckerd had hoped. 7 straight points now for the Spartans. They look like they're on cruise control again. Here's Coors into the net. 6 serving 12 is Eckerd trying to hype up their team off of the errant serve. Here is Kinga Mahalska back to serve. Plenty of pop on both her spike and her service. Mahalska 6 kills so far today. 4th overall, 2nd on the Tritons. Mahalska with a powerful serve that's sliced by Dillon. Now it's Ron, punches it downward, and Connor Ron gets it back for the Spartans. 13 serving 6 is Jenna Davis and JJ Ramirez are replaced by Haley Dillon and Lainey Perdue. Here is Dillon on the serve. Dug up by Williams. Dave Zajac to Clark trying for the quick strike, and it's blocked. This time, quick little finesse strike by Gregg. Her first attack attempt without a kill, and no mistake made on that as it's out of bounds. 14 now serving 6. And Stella Antipa gets it over to get the serve right back for Eckerd. Trading points are the Spartans and Tritons, and it's 7 serving 14 with Jada Clark back to serve. Seppa, the quick set, and it's down. 3 kills for Zoe Seppa, all on those quick sets as the Spartans take an 8-point lead, and Genovaski checks in for the first time today, replacing Lainey Perdue as Seppa goes back to serve. Mahalska up to DeMont, and Nash's spike down, goes right back to DeMont, so Tampa takes the point. .16 serving 7 as Seppa smashes it long, and Eckerd now within 8 points. And Nyla Moscovin will check out. Caitlin Dawes will come in. 8 serving 16, Dawes replacing Moscovin on the serve. Not long, a flub set, and JJ Ramirez is going to have to come from the end line to dig this over. Dumont, the set to Nash, pounds it off the hands of Ramirez. And Eckerd with a big-time kill. JJ Ramirez slow to get up as she hit the floor on that spike. And I think JJ Ramirez might have landed on her left arm. And she'll get checked out by the assistant coach. It's 9 serving 16. And I think Ramirez will exit the match. Oh, or no, she'll stay on. Wow. Waving off the trainer and everything. JJ Ramirez is one tough cookie. 9 serving 16. Here's Dawes. Seppa. Tavaski, the left-handed hammer, pounds off the Tritons, and Genovaski, 1 attempt, 1 kill. Tampa takes the service right back. Here is Connor Ron, 17 serving 9. Dumont to Antipa, blocked right down. Genovaski has been in for 2 plays. She's come up with a kill and a block assist, joined with Rachel Gregg on that one. But that block actually went out of bounds, so Eckerd will get the serve. It's 10 serving 17. Here is Antipa, 7-point lead for the Spartans. Diving dig by Rivera. Vasky set up and tipped over by Nash. Seput, and a quick strike, not going to do it this time as Rachel Gregg misses the ball, and Eckerd gets a lucky break. Here is Antipa into the net. And JJ Ramirez, an injury scare, but she is still in the match. This time back to serve is the Spartans' senior libero. Dig up, Dumont. Mahalska punches it down, and the Tritons can smell a comeback. They trail by 6, and they're within striking distance. Here's the serve from Williams. Right to Ramirez. Now to Seput. Callie Coors. Finesse. And Antipa gets the dig. Now Mahalska. Right up to Seput. Ramirez to Vasky. A left-handed power strike is dug right up by Doc. Diving play by Ramirez. She is still not afraid, but Ramirez almost got tackled by her own teammate as Vasky gets a hand on that. Now Coors blocked, and a diving play made by Rivera. Eckerd, can they close this out? A mistimed jump, and the Spartans take the point. 6 points away are Tampa, and that has to be a crushing blow for the Eckerd Tritons. And Zoe Seput and JJ Ramirez cleaning the grounds where they did collide. Fortunately, no one was hurt on the play. And here is Purdue, who hits it long. And Eckerd gets it right back. Here is Grace Dumont, freshman setter at a St. Joe's Catholic in Greenville, South Carolina. And Tampa gets the point on her serve. Here's Callie Coors as Hannah Rivera is replaced. 5 points away from a 4th straight sweep of the Tritons for the Spartans. Coors hammers it to Mahalska. And this time it's Muscovin who pounds it. Ramirez gets it. Davis on the dig, and Ron serves it over. Big chance. Clark, another mistimed jump. And Tampa takes advantage of another error. Eight-point lead for the Spartans. They need half of that to take this third set as Williams digs it backwards. Antipa with a nice one to get forward for Muscovin, who puts it through the hands of JJ Ramirez. 7-point lead now for the Spartans as Eckerd returns the serve. Kinga Mahalska, the powerful serve. That's a close one. And it goes the way of the Spartans. 3 points away now are the Spartans as Jenna Davis and JJ Ramirez check out. Back on come Lainey Purdue and Haley Dillon, who is now back to serve. Spartans 3 points away from taking the match. Here's Dillon, Williams, Dave Jashak. Muscovin pounds it off the block and over the head of Callie Coors. Eckerd gets a much-needed point, on the kill from Moscovin, which is her third of the match. And now that is Jada Clark, tape fingers and all, behind the service line. 2 errors, 2 kills, and 11 attack attempts. A dig and a block as well for Clark. Service, dug up towards the front of the net. Seput knocks it over, and it goes to Tampa. I don't even know if Seput got a piece of that. She was fighting for it with Stella Antipa, and it seems Seput won the battle. 8-point lead, 2 points away from taking the match are the Spartans, and who else but Zoe Seput to try to close it out. Diving dig from Mahalska, Yehu Jashak to Antipa. Step, Zoe Seput with the dive, and Ron can't finish it. Eckerd serving, 7 points away from tying this match as Das serves it to Ramirez. Seput launches it to Ron, who just mishits it, and that falls in front of the net, so Eckerd gets a much-needed point. Far side for Vasky, block, and it somehow makes its way back over the Spartans' net. And Tampa takes their first time out of the entire match. 5 points away, Eckerd on a 3-0 run within 5 of Tampa, who's within 2 of the match.
Here, our mission is to move you, to challenge your thoughts, to keep you paddling onward. No bricks and ivy, but sun and sand, where learning happens everywhere, even here. A home for the adventurous, the doers, the free thinkers, and the best friends, where we push you to become a better citizen, problem solver, creator, for the careers of today and new ones on the horizon.
Eckerd backs against the wall once again, trailing by 5 with Tampa 2 points away from taking the match. Yehu Jashak sends it to Nash, and now it's a reset for Tampa. Gregg on the quick strike, it goes long. Eckerd's run continues. 4 straight points for the Tritons, and now they only trail by 4, as Jenner Vasky will be replaced by Natalie Perez. A smart move by Chris Katnack to get one of his best ball strikers back on the court. Das again into the net, and Tampa will serve for the match. Connor Ron will serve for it. Here's Ron. Nash lobs it over the block, and Ramirez makes a diving dig to save. Kors can't finish it. Das sets it up. Good block attempt by Gregg, and Stella Antipa touches the net. That is going to do it. 25-15, 25-13, 25-19. Another 3-set win, 4th straight match between the crosstown rivals that the Spartans took in 3 sets over the Tritons. 6 attack errors in 89 attempts for the Spartans as well. Truly dominant, as Zoe Seput gets her typical assist and dig double-double. 10 digs, 26 assists, 4 kills, 2 blocks. Another great game from Zoe Seput. Callie Kors led all scorers with 12 kills in 26 attempts. She also had 5 digs. Carter Mack led all blockers with 3. She also pitched in a dig and assist and 4 kills in 13 tries for the Spartans. For Eckerd, Stella Antipa, the only woman in double digits. She had 10 kills, leading all Tritons, and she got a double-double. 11 digs on the day to go along with an assist and a block as well. She also led in digs with Hayden Knapp, the only Triton with a plurality in blocks, as Eckerd falls 3 straight matches. If it wasn't already official, Eckerd will not be in the SSC postseason, and the Spartans still have a chance to host an opening round game. Eckerd still 1 win behind Lynn. Now 1 game behind Lynn, as Lynn is 15-3 in conference play. Tampa is now 14-4. Eckerd drops to 6-12 in conference play and to an even 13-13 overall. Spartans still have 1 more home game left. That will be, they still have 2 more home games left. Both will be this weekend, a 7 o'clock tilt against Nova Southeastern, and a Saturday matchup against Florida Tech. That will be the Spartan Senior Night. Myself or Taylor Stillworthy should be there for all of those. But until then, I want to thank you all for tuning in to today's broadcast of Sunshine State Conference Volleyball. I'm Josh Sperman on behalf of my fantastic production crew here at the University of Tampa. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Really appreciate you guys watching, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night.